All right, they say there's a silver lining to every gray cloud, and so that's sort of what's going on here. And if you guys stick around to the end, I'll share what I think is a fairly exciting announcement. But this I gave you guys an update on neck. So I got an MRI of the neck, and this is what it looks like here. And so I know many of you guys aren't familiar with looking at MRIs. This is what's called a sagittal sequence through my spine. At the top, you can see my brain stem, or the white fluid is cerebral spinal fluid. And then down at the bottom, the area I've circled in red, that is the area of concern for me. It's the C6, C7 disc space. And you can see the disc is kind of bulging back posteriorly, at the right side of that image, where it's just butting up against what appears to be the spinal cord. Now that's off to the right quite a bit, which correlates with my symptoms. Now the level above it at C5, C6 also has a small, bulging disc, which does not appear to be causing any symptoms to me. So anyway, that's what we're dealing with. And so, as I mentioned, I'm doing lots of things. I did acupuncture yesterday. I did some, training. This is a little leg workout I did yesterday. So I'm still able to train, albeit I've got to do some modifications, but still training pretty hard on top of these squats and Bulgarian split squats I was doing here in the belt squat machine. That's a belt squat machine for anybody that's asking. It just allows you to train your legs without loading your spine as much as you would with a traditional barbell squat. So I sometimes do these. I do them both typically, but right now, particularly with the state of my neck, it's easier to do these, and I got quite an effective workout with this. But so here's the silver lining from all this. And so, as many of you guys know, it's been now almost going on 6 years ago. I was on Joe Rogan's podcast, and several years ago he said, "Yeah, we'd love to have you back on at some point," but we've never heard anything. Well, recently, it's kind of funny the way this occurs. He said, "Hey, brother, I heard about your neck injury. Why don't I hook you up with some guys that do some stem cell stuff, and while you're out here, we can come out and do a podcast." And so, of course, I said, "Of course, yeah. I mean, that's a huge opportunity. I think there's a lot of things we can talk about." And as far as the stem cell treatment goes, to be honest, I'm a little skeptical because I know what the literature shows on that. It's gotten mixed results. I'm not sure. We'll see if it helps or not. I know a lot of people claim it has. I mean, I think one thing I will say is that all of these sort of experimental, if you want to call them, therapies, some are probably have some efficacy, some are probably a complete waste of time. But I think in order for any of them to be effective, or at least not suboptimal, I think it's very important that you put your body in a state of maximal, or as best as possible, metabolic health. I've used this analogy many times. If you let's say you're doing something in your house and you decide you want to put new carpets in the house or new floors in the house, and the house is on fire. Well, that's not a very good time, right? It's not a very good time to put new carpeting or flooring when the house is on fire. Put the fire out, and the fire. The analogy for the fire is it's this metabolic disease that so many people have, and so a lot of times I saw that when I was operating on people. If they were inflamed, eating all this sugary crap, I mean, they did much worse. They had a much worse outcome. All the inflammation would be 10 times worse. They would have more pain. They would have more limitations in range of motion. For things like knee replacements. So anyway, so that's the good news of this. It'll be exciting to get back on there. That's going to happen at the end of November. So it'll be right when I get back from Egypt, which I'm a little concerned about now what's going on, just next door in Israel. So it'll be kind of a interesting thing. Maybe that trip will get canceled. We don't know. We'll have to see. So anyway, guys, I'm sort of, tickled about this. I think it's good. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you'll watch. So anyway, we'll talk to you guys soon. Take care now.